Sally Kirkland Jr., born on October 31st, 1941, and died on November 11th, 2025, was far more than an actress. She was a flame that burned with passion, creativity, and resilience. Her life was a breathtaking story of triumphs and trials, one that stretched across 6 unforgettable decades. From the electric world of Andy Warhol's factory to the bright glare of Hollywood, Sally's journey was marked by art, pain, and the unbreakable desire to express her soul. Over her 60-year career, she appeared in more than 250 film and television productions, proving time and again that she was a woman of rare talent and depth. Behind her dazzling performances lay a heart full of compassion, courage, and grace. Sally had an estimated net worth of $50,000 at the time of her death. A childhood surrounded by style and strength. Born in New York City on Halloween of 1941, Sally's entrance into the world already carried a touch of drama. She was named after her mother, the sophisticated Sally Kirkland Sr., a fashion editor for Vogue and Life magazines. Her father, Frederick McMichael Kirkland, was a hard-working man in the scrap metal business, a grounding force in her glamorous upbringing. Though she spent part of her youth in Oklahoma, Sally never lost the cosmopolitan flair she inherited from her mother. That blend of city elegance and country warmth would later shine through in her personality and performances. From the runway to the stage. Before stepping into Hollywood, Sally began as a Vogue model, captivating cameras with her unique charm and striking beauty. But her heart longed for more than just photographs. It longed for purpose, emotion, and truth. Acting, she discovered, was where her soul belonged. Determined to refine her craft, she joined the Actors Studio, where she studied under 2 of the greatest mentors in acting history, Lee Strasberg and Uta Hagen. Their influence shaped her into a fearless performer, unafraid to bare her heart to the audience. In 1961, she graduated from the American Academy of Dramatic Arts, ready to make her mark. The daring days of Andy Warhol's factory. In 1963, Sally began acting off-Broadway, immersing herself in New York's bold avant-garde movement. The city's creative rebellion fascinated her, and she soon joined Andy Warhol's famous factory, a haven for artists and dreamers. Her early performances were daring and provocative. In Warhol's 1964 underground film The 13 Most Beautiful Women, she appeared nude and tied to a chair for 45 minutes, a striking performance that shocked audiences but revealed her fearless commitment to art. However, beneath the creative whirlwind, Sally struggled. The intense lifestyle of the 1960s led her down a dark path of drug use and despair. It took a near-fatal suicide attempt to awaken her spirit. Through yoga, faith, and painting, she healed her wounds and rediscovered her purpose. That rebirth became the foundation of her later brilliance. Finding her place in Hollywood. After her recovery, Sally returned to the big screen with renewed passion. She appeared in Blue, 1968, and then in Coming Apart, 1969, a raw and intimate film that captured her ability to embody both vulnerability and strength. Throughout the 1970s and early 1980s, Sally appeared in numerous films that showcased her adaptability. From The Way We Were, 1973, to The Sting, 1973, Crazy Mama, 1975, A Star Is Born, 1976, and Private Benjamin, 1980, she proved that even in supporting roles, her magnetism could not be ignored. On television, she made memorable guest appearances on Hawaii Five-0, Kojak, Starsky and Hutch, Charlie's Angels, and Falcon Crest. With every role, she added a new layer to her evolving legacy. A career-defining role, the triumph of Anna. In 1987, Sally Kirkland's world changed forever. She starred in Anna, playing a once-famous Czech actress struggling to rebuild her life in New York. The role mirrored her own story of perseverance, vulnerability, and rebirth. Critics were mesmerized. The Washington Post called her performance superb, while the Los Angeles Times hailed her as one of the decade's finest actresses. Her portrayal earned her the Golden Globe Award for Best Actress, the Independent Spirit Award, and a nomination for the Academy Award for Best Actress. For a shining moment, Sally was at the very heart of Hollywood's attention, a woman who had survived the storm and emerged radiant. The 1990s, a season of recognition and reinvention. The 1990s brought both challenges and achievements. Sally took on a range of diverse roles, appearing in Bullseye, 1990, with Michael Caine, Revenge, 1990, JFK, 1991, The Player, 1992, Excess Baggage, 1997, and EDTV, 1999. She also ventured into television movies, where she found new audiences and creative freedom. Her performance in The Haunted, 1991, earned her another Golden Globe nomination, this time for Best Actress in a miniseries or television film. Her television presence grew even more with roles in Roseanne Murder, She Wrote, The Nanny, Felicity, and Days of Our Lives. No matter the platform, Sally's spirit continued to shine through, bold, sensitive, and endlessly passionate. Later years, love for art and humanity. In the 2000s, Sally continued to bring her warm presence to new generations. She appeared in Bruce Almighty, 2003, alongside Jim Carrey, Adam and Steve, 2005, and Big Stan, 2007. But her creativity was not limited to acting. She began hosting a weekly show on the Healthy Life Radio Network, where she discussed health, spirituality, and personal growth. In 2019, she starred in Cuck, followed by Hope for the Holidays in 2020, a heartwarming reminder of her compassion and joy for life. A voice for healing and women's rights. Beyond the spotlight, Sally was a fighter for justice and healing. She became an advocate for women suffering from health complications due to breast implants, founding the Kirkland Institute for Implant Survival Syndrome in 1998. Her work gave hope and support to countless women who felt unheard. An ordained minister in the movement of spiritual inner awareness, Sally blended faith and compassion in everything she did. Her spirituality wasn't distant or abstract, it was lived daily through kindness, empathy, and selflessness. The mentor and the artist. Sally's love for art extended far beyond her own career. She was a gifted painter whose work was exhibited in galleries, her brushstrokes echoing the same emotional honesty that defined her acting. As an acting teacher, she nurtured the dreams of countless young talents, including Sandra Bullock, Barbra Streisand, Liza Minnelli, Dwight Yoakam, and Roseanne Barr. Her students often described her as both mentor and mother, tough but deeply loving, and always encouraging them to lead with their hearts. A life filled with friendship and faith. Though Sally never married or had children, she lived a life overflowing with love. Her circle of friends was vast, actors, artists, and kindred spirits who found solace in her wisdom and laughter. She believed that love was not limited by blood or marriage. It was something to be shared freely through art and compassion. Her warmth and generosity left lasting impressions on everyone she met. She carried light even into her darkest moments, always believing in the healing power of the human spirit, struggles, and strength in her final years. In 2024, Sally was diagnosed with a degenerative illness that slowly affected her memory and reasoning. The diagnosis was devastating, but she faced it with courage and dignity. By 2025, her health had deteriorated, and she found herself in financial difficulty after losing much of her savings during the 2007 market crash. A GoFundMe campaign was launched to help her pay for medical care. The heartbreaking post revealed her struggles with multiple injuries, infections, and the loss of financial security. It read, "As the days pass, lack of proper care greatly diminishes Sally's chance of a full recovery. However, with the right medical support, we know she has a strong chance of overcoming this setback and returning to the work she loves." Even in her pain, Sally remained hopeful. Her spirit, once nurtured by faith and art, refused to surrender. She was still dreaming of returning to the craft that had defined her entire life. The final curtain falls. On November 11, 2025, Sally Kirkland passed away peacefully in Palm Springs, California, at the age of 84. Though dementia had clouded her mind, her heart remained luminous until her last breath. Surrounded by loved ones, she left the world quietly, like the closing of a beautiful play. Her death marked the end of an era, but her legacy continues to echo across generations. She was a woman who gave her soul to her art, who rose from despair to greatness, and who never stopped believing in beauty and redemption. A legacy of courage and inspiration. Sally Kirkland's life was not defined by her struggles, but by her strength. She showed the world that true artistry comes from a heart, that pain, when transformed through love, becomes power. She will forever be remembered as a woman who lived fearlessly, loved deeply, and created passionately. Her performances, her paintings, her teachings, and her kindness remain timeless reminders of her brilliance. Though the curtain has fallen, Sally Kirkland's spirit still dances in the light of every soul she touched, an eternal muse who lived and loved through art.